Alright then, hello everybody, welcome! It's Friday, it's Slay the Spire time. Uh, I went through and added some backlog of mods, so there's another like 10 on the list. I've been playing a game called Aces and Adventures. Never heard anyone talk about it, figured I'd recommend it. That is not a game I am familiar with, so I'll have to take a look. I know as of recent, myself and many others, Balatro has been the big new hotness, which you can expect that on Tuesday as far as the stream goes. I'll keep that in mind. Take a look at that. But yeah, today though is Slay the Spire Day. Well, this doesn't even get an icon. Today is well, today we get magic on the Slay the Spire Day. Not sure what we're gonna end up with. We've got Planeswalker. We start with an expedition map in our hand. That's the art for expedition map. We can go search a Tron piece. We got Planar Bridge. Some bosses get buffed. You now travel at rest sites. Get 5 max HP in a land. And we also start with Prayer Wheel. Huh. But yeah, I went ahead and took a look at the more recent editions, and I added, I think, another like near dozen mods to the list for the future. So, as we all know, we will never run out. I will just have to arbitrarily choose a time to like. One of the stream ideas I have is doing like a retrospective on the mods I've played. And at some point, if I want to do that, it's like, well, I need to hit the end of the mods, right? And it's like, no, I think I just have to arbitrarily say I'm doing that at some point. So, and then maybe I can keep updating that retrospective as we go. So, anyway. Planeswalker. Let's find out what we got. Alright. Is there a count of how many you've done? Yeah, just the YouTube video listing is the list I have. Alright, what's our starting deck look like? Oh god. Alright. We got 3 reflecting pools that are unplayable. We have lightning bolts that cost 0. This is the... Okay, we have to learn. So lightning bolt here has the art from the Strixhaven mystical, one of those 2 words, archive. I want to say mystical, but everything in Magic uses mythic as a descriptor, so I might be wrong there. Faith's Shield. So Faith's Shield here is a card from original Innistrad block, Dark Ascension, that had Fateful Hour, which improves the card if you were under 5 or under life. Cost white. Giant Growth, +3 strength, +8 dex. This is Ravnica Giant Growth, I believe. Hard evidence, yes. Parabola. Okay, this is a pretty neat way to do a clue token. A retain card that draws. I don't know how powerful that is in this, but then again, with 0-cost cards, it might be mana. And then cost black, retain, deal 2 damage, enemy loses 2 strength. So dead weight, this is we've had this in Innistrad and Cons of Tarkir and a number of places. This is 1 black for -2/-2, 1 green for +3/+3, 1 blue for an 0/3 crab that investigates, makes a clue, 1 red for a lightning bolt, and 1 white for target creature gains protection, and I think the Fateful Hour is each? Or maybe it's you. I'm gonna look up Faith's Shield because I don't remember the Fateful Hour text on this card. I mean, it's target permanent protection, 5 or less, you and each permanent protection. Okay. Faith's Shield is a card that this is a funny choice. Like I like the idea of like, hey, here are these like 1 mana cards that are trying to start things up, but and we got creatures. Giant growth and crab. Yeah, so Reflecting Pool. This land adds 1 mana of any color while in your hand. Reflecting Pool, I'm going to be doing this a lot as we go through this, is talking about where these cards are from. Reflecting Pool is a land that was most notable in Shadowmoor, where it had an interaction in Standard with the Vivid lands. Reflecting Pool in Magic is a land that has the text, taps for any color of mana that a land you control could produce. It was originally from Tempest, but reprinted in Shadowmoor next to the Vivid lands. The Vivid lands could use counters to tap for any color, but Reflecting Pool would just see tap for any color no matter how many counters were remaining, and made for a mana base that could cast Cloud Thresher on, like, Hallowed Burial on 5, Cloud Thresher on 6, and Cruel Ultimatum on 7. Anyway, let's find out how lands work. Like, what does this expedition map do? Do we have to draw the lands to cast our spells? Am I just gonna be like... I don't even... Okay, I'd love to remove a card from my deck, but I don't have any, like... Oh god, I have no idea... Like, because remove a card, what's a bad card in our deck? I have no idea. I don't want to remove the lands. Choose a rare card to obtain. That's I'm gonna take some potions. I don't know how to evaluate mana, like, you know... I don't know how to evaluate, like, a card until I know how this class plays. So, let's find out how this class plays. Okay. Search your draw pile for a land, put it into your hand, upgrade it for the rest of combat. Where did that cost red, and where did I get red mana? Where... So, like, that would be like my reflecting pool for red, and this is my other reflecting pool for black? So am I out of mana? No? What did this do? Can I not play any cards next turn because I have no mana? Like, next turn I'm gonna have no mana, so am I just not gonna be able to play cards? It is! Oh my god! Alright. Oh, do you ever want Mana Screw in your Slay the Spire game? Oh no. Huh. So my starting deck is 3 lands, 10 spells. And we draw 5 every turn. Oh my god. Okay, so... Okay, for those not familiar with Magic the Gathering, this is an untenable ratio of lands and spells in combination. You're in general looking for a ratio of about 2 to 3. That's the general generic ratio. A 60-card deck has 24 lands at base. A limited deck tends to go a little higher because curves tend to be a little higher. Usually at 17 starting, but can go down to 16 or up to 18. Meaning that we are looking at, rather than a 2 to 3 ratio, we have a 10 to 3, or a 3 to 10, which goes down to about a 1.5 to 5. Much worse. So I'm not going to be able to play any of the... Okay, so I've drawn a Reflecting Pool, so I get, like, 1 card or 1 color of card? Or is this just, now that I have a Reflecting Pool, I'm good forever? You get 3 energy of any color, but if I have no lands, I get 0 color. Like these, like, there was the turn I just had nothing. So what's the point of lands if there's no color? Yeah, are we just playing influence? Like, is this a 1 influence of each, like, eternal card game? So I only need 1 land to do my things, but I need to have 1 land. What does Reflecting Pool upgrade to? When you draw a card, it self-replaces. So I guess the Expedition map is supposed to be the offset? Is that the idea? Oh, that's all 3 of my Reflecting Pools in my yard. Okay. Traverse the Uvenwald. Traverse the Uvenwald is 1 green, search for a land. Delirium, search for a land or a creature. If you have at least... Impulse, this is a nice Teferi one. Impulse is top 4, put 1 in hand. Wait, we have creatures? Wait a minute, hold on. Hey, wait. So I can play Bob? Impulse should be blue, by the way. This card costs blue 1. We have a creature mechanic. I wonder if these are like minions? I'm gonna pick card Confidant. Swamp. Okay. So an upgraded land Wait, what? Why does this land cost mana? So lands are cards I hold in my hand and I put into play? Oh, cycle it to draw a card. Sure. Because this is a triumph. Got it. This is just shorthand for if this card is in your hand, it produces these 3 colors. Let's move in on black then. I guess I'm gonna have to upgrade this swamp to Swamp Plus, and then remove all the cards that are off color to start with. I need to add lands to the deck. The energy potion's really bad for this deck then. Curses seem awful in this. So we need to, like... We need to, like, fix up the ratio in here. Like, because we're drawing 5 every turn, 310 seems like the right ratio if you only ever need 1 land. Well, I mean... The problem is that if you only ever need 1 land, then you're... No. Yeah, 3 to 10. Yeah, but that's why, because I was saying 2 to 3 earlier. The problem is, oh god, like we're operating with 2 like play mechanics at the same time. Like we still have energy. I don't know. I'm immediately really like not liking the setup as is. I know that there's a lot of like that's why we have Expedition Map and why we have the Prayer Wheel is like they're both sort of stopgaps to mana problems. But like does Expedition Map oh.
You want it?
Ragavan. This creature doesn't draw cards. Instead, put 1 treasure in your hand and return this card to your hand. What do you mean it doesn't draw cards? I think I need to just, like, pick, like, 2 to 3 colors and kind of focus on them. Anyway, we need to remove the doubt from the deck.
You want it?
We have Mummy Hand, but none of these are powers at the moment. The creatures are attacked. I can pick up Ragavan, I can pick up Clockwork Souvenir. Dress Down, this is a card used in Phyrexian Dreadnought decks these days. Blue 1 flash, sack it at end of turn, a creature's have no abilities. Draw a card, I think. The Triomes are 3 color lands that can cycle. Ragavan is one of the strongest 1-drops to exist. This is a power because the card is an enchantment, Dress Down. The card I listed sounds like an instant, but it is an enchantment that sacrifices that end step. So that's like a card type sort of thing. So I might go with Ragavan and have fun with that. Alright. So My opener has the reflecting pool. Okay, so the idea is, as far as the fixing on this class goes, is that the expedition map is the way to a one-time you did not fail to draw a land. Like you always have whatever you're looking for. While the reflecting pools are just perfect fixing forever. So I understand the ratios a little better now that I understand how this mechanically works. That it's influence, not mana. So I want to hold that. Okay, so we have another reflecting pool. Here's the swamp. Oh, so now my deck has no lands in it. That's... oh boy. I messed that one up. I should reshuffle so I'll be okay. I can just tutor for... okay, or just draw a reflecting pool. Okay. So if I go Giant Growth. Dark Confidant. Did that... what? Alright, hold on. Let's read Ragavan. Creature. Creature cards are all attacks. Because of Summoning Sickness, creature cards with normal keyword can't deal damage when first played. Instead, you get the block or plated armor. Then that creature becomes 0 cost with no mana requirement, deals damage and you get block. And you draw a card. Each creature can only be played once per turn. Wait, so the next time that I draw Bob, I'll get the attack? Is that, I guess, how I'm reading that? Oh, I got Ragavan back. But I've already played Ragavan this turn, so... also, I have 16 plated armor? I can't lose. So Ragavan retains? Yeah, I guess Bob could kill me. How does mana work? Basically, if I have a card in my hand that says it produces mana of that color, I can play any spell of that color. So, like, if I have a Reflecting Pool, it taps for 1 million of all mana. And then, like, energy is used to still play cards past that. Like, you don't think about the... but you can't tell what colors of mana you have. There's nothing to show you it. Alright. Ichor Wellspring, this is from Scars of Mirrodin? Scars of Mirrodin block, I think it's from Scars proper. This is an... actually, no, this might be just from New Phyrexia. No, pretty sure it's just Scars. Ichor, well... now I'm second guessing myself. Yes, it's from Brothers War. Yeah. Oh, it's from Mirrodin Besieged. I'm wrong on all counts. Okay, it's in between Scars of Mirrodin and New Phyrexia. Anyway, Acre Wellspring is on draw, on play, draw card, on leave, on sack, draw card, which is why it has draw and then on exhaust draw. Shrapnel Blast, sack a artifact to deal 5 from Mirrodin. Scrap Troll. This is what Scrap Trawler does. Scrap Trawler is an artifact that you use for loops that says when an artifact goes to grave, pick up an artifact of lesser cost, which is what this at the bottom says, but it's from Exhaust. Pick the Shrapnel Blast. I'm gonna try to go Rakdos with this deck. Uh-huh. Alright, let's go grab a Reflecting Pool. That's why you have the map, yes. Destroy a minion. Okay, that's funny. Esper Sentinel is a 1-mana 1/1 that has, whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, they may pay... Usually it's 1, but I actually believe the text is mana equal to the power of this card. If they don't, you draw. How many times did Reflecting Pool be tapped for turn? Yeah, it seems like unlimited. The Energy Potion also seems bad in this when everything costs 0. Play at the stage. If the last card played is an attack, gain 1, discard a card. If you discard a land, it's considered to be a mountain. Play the top 2 cards of your draw pile. You also have a Triome. I'm not going to pick anything from that to keep my ratio the same. So we can tutor the swamp with the Expedition map, and then it gain... Okay. It's just so silly that, like, we introduced Mana Screw and Flood. Not even Flood, a lot of the lands have, like, draw a card on draw, so you don't, like, flood out with them. You can't, like, flood, really. Like, I guess if you put 10 in your deck, you could draw all 10, but, like, we would have to choose to put that many in the deck in the first place. So Bloodghast, okay, Bloodghast does do its damage on the turn you play it. But this Dark Confidant won't, right? Like, this Dark Confidant will do nothing. Oh, I should have drawn first, get that giant growth. Okay, but now I have 12 blocks, so, or 12... I have so much plated armor in this class! But also, like, having 1 treasure that with Retain means I can cast every spell forever off of 1 treasure. So now all I need to do is find, like, a black card that steals life. If nothing else, this mod is a pretty interesting thought experiment. Agreed. Like, I find like, we're having some wild, just sort of learning experience bits with a lot of this, but, like, I'm finding the, like, implementation interesting, if nothing else. You may exalt... Oh, is this... So, this is the evoke, like, this is the elemental ability, evoke, where you can pay a lower mana cost, or you can pay a mana cost, or exile a card from your hand of X color, and play a creature and it dies immediately, and you get the come in effect. Most recently, this is Fury, Solitude, Grief, those friends, but it's also our favorite friend. It's our favorite friend, Moldrifter. You may exhaust a card, exhaust a creature card to heal 9, deal 4 damage to an enemy, apply 2 weak, 2 vuln to all enemies. Shuffle your... What the hell? Yeah, I'll evoke. So as long as I have any creature card, evoke does, like... Is this like, okay, is this all of them, or am I only getting one of these because, like, I'm evoking based on the color of the card I'm evoking? Like, I'm getting Solitudes for white? Or, like, the shuffle your discard pile into your draw pile is Endurance's text. The 4 damage to a random enemy is Fury's text. The heal, yeah, so these are all, like, supposed to be different element. Whatever, let's find out. I want the mountain, but we'll find a mountain later, I'm sure. Okay. So, like, if I evoke... What? Oh, deal 4 damage 4 times with my... Okay, I missed that part of it. It is all of it, sure. That's wild. So, effectively, Evoke is saying, have some creatures in your deck, and then if you do, you get to go absolutely wild with, all 5 elementals. Dovin's Veto. Dovin's Veto is blue-white, negate, can't be countered. Cost blue-white. 24 block and 2 blur, gain 2. I see. Wildly strong. Lands in your hand are erase lands in additional other types. This is a huge block card. Prismatic Omen lands in your hand every... End your turn. Okay. Mishra's Bauble. If the enemy intends to attack, apply 1 weak, scry 1, draw 1 card next turn. That's funny. Giver of Runes. If this card has been played... If this card has been played this combat, gain 1 after... What? Hold on, 10-plated armor, draw a card. Oh my god. Wall of Omens is an 0-4 that draws a card. Alright, well, and Wall of Omens was incredibly strong as that. After Image should be the power from the Silent. I'm gonna give her, and I'm gonna pass on these. I don't want to. I'm sorry, landfall? When you landfall, you may choose a card from your hand. If you choose a land, exhaust it and get it. Huh. Alright, I'm not gonna take the shop at $200. We're just gonna take the fight. Well. Cost red, stun all enemies that apply 3 weak to them. Enter Wrath? Excuse? Uh-huh. Growth Spiral, draw land, then Landfall. If you played a land this way, gain 1. Deal... Oh, cost black. Uh-oh. We've invented cards that cost double color. Also, this card is unreasonable at all speeds because it heals us a ton as well. This is like not again, a lot of these aren't exactly what the card does. Meathead Massacre is black X, -X to all creatures, then like a life gain and a life loss based on creatures' deaths. I want to pick this to know if a Reflecting Pool can play it, and then I'm gonna add Rafine's Tower as another swamp to the deck. Yes? Or Blood Moon? Blood Moon has Retain. Let's add the Blood Moon. It's funny. I don't need to play the game, I just evoke a Muldrifter. Dark Confidant in a mountain. Lotus Bloom, Artifact Retain. Sure, that's funny. Retain as Suspend. Ice? Deal 2 damage, apply 2 weak, draw 1 card. Where's Fire? This should be a split card with Fire. Fire Ice is a split card. Ice taps a thing, draws a card, and Fire deals 2 damage split. It's one of the like, most interesting, one of the most played split cards of all time. I don't know if I'd say interesting because tap a thing, tap your land, draw on your draw step isn't like... This is what the mirror... So, this has like text to make this function, but like, the Mirror Retriever is on death, pick up an artifact. Yeah, you can't upgrade cards in this game either. Yeah, we could have gone into KCIs, clearly. This doesn't give mana. This gives energy. Lotus Bloom has to spend 3, and after the 3 turns, you get a Black Lotus. Yeah, let's get rid of this if that doesn't do anything. Alright, 12 plated armor it is. I can just eat clues to do the letter opener. Forest, Rafine's Tower, Esper Sentinel, Plains, Sovereign's Bite, Exhaustive 5. There's no... Okay, so one thing this mod has been doing is that it seems to triple damage numbers. Sovereign's Bite is deal 3, gain 3. It's like a helix that only goes down. Exhaustive is a keyword we see in a ton of other mods. It's not said here, but that means after 5 uses, this card exhausts. It doesn't have exhaust. It has exhaust if you use it 5 times. Yeah, so never. You understand. This character has an astounding amount of healing indeed. We seem to just be able to heal forever. Okay, I cannot meet Hook Massacre. On just a reflecting pool. We need double black. I'm gonna grab the swamp. That gives it retain. So now I can play the Meat Hook Massacre. I don't think I want to attack though, because like we want to spend a couple turns like getting our cards together to make you lose strength and me have a bunch of this sort of thing where I can hard evidence, clue to draw a card. Alright, let's just do it. My swamp can't pay for any of these. Okay, so Giver of Runes. I guess those are the only things that are actually upgradable, huh? Oh, so that's why I have Planeswalk. Because, like, Smith doesn't do anything. So I may as well travel the multiverse and get a land. I guess let's go get a land. Add a land. Oh, Oh, that... You ever gain 2 life when you blood crypt? Really, this is the mistake a lot of people make when playing Ravduels, is that they don't upgrade them. Your Ravduels actually work a lot better if you upgrade them when you're playing your game, because then, rather than paying 2 life to untap them, you know. Yeah, just really, you gotta play those blood crypt pluses. It's really hard to get the ratio I want in this deck. I have no idea what the actual ratios I want in this are. Like, I have a Blood Crypt, so I can play some of my cards in hand now. But I get a treasure, so now I can Meat Hook Massacre? Yeah, treasure is just like the most powerful mana in the universe. Because it effectively gives you infinite, like... the way you can tell when this mod was made was by a lot of the cards and such in it. This is very, like, this is, you know, with the elementals from Modern Horizons 2 and such. We have Meat Hook Massacre. We even have Capenna Triomes. Mystical Archive stuff. This is quite recent. I believe 2023 mid is the, like, actual, like, release timing on it. Recycle Fiend's Tower. Once you get Ragavan, you're just good forever, so the correct ratio is different than the general answer. I needed to have like a tutor for Ragavan to make this deck function or whatever. Anyway, if I just go ahead and Blood Moon, like... Yeah, Bottled Flame on Ragavan. There's a lot of thought put into the card designs. I like the like, you know, a lot of these cards are very clearly you know, like close to what you're expecting the card to be doing, right? Obviously numbers get a little fudged up, but all right, Teferi, Teferi 5. After 5 turns, I don't freaking know. Go to Zolfir for the next year. See you later. Look, Teferi ticks up. You better do something. I don't know. Game stuff for Planeswalker roll. Oko. At the start of your turn, you may exhaust a card. If this exhausted a creature or artifact, gain 3 strength or dex. Otherwise, add a food to your hand. This power does not stack if you play multiples. Okay. So, at the beginning of your turn, the way Planeswalkers seem to be structured is like, they plus on the beginning of turn, kind of like a saga trigger or something like that. This gives you so, if you're not familiar with Oko Thief of Crowns, you clearly, let me turn back the clock to October 2019. Throne of Eldraine is the newest set, and Oko is spoiled with text that nobody really understands. Oko is a card that's spoiled with there's a 3-mana Planeswalker, plus turn a target artifact or creature into a 3/3 with no abilities. Wow, that's pretty good. Puts you up to 5 loyalty. But then we have the second ability. You see, the second ability says +2, make a food token. What's a food token? Nobody knows what a food token is. We don't know how to evaluate this card. We soon learn how to evaluate this card. Food token is just a little artifact that pay 2 and gain 3 life. But Oko soon becomes the only card that matters in the standard format. The format not just warps, but black hole warps around it. The only things that are being played are Oko and cards that beat Oko. You have, cards that are played as 1-mana counters to Oko, Mystical Dispute. You have Goose, which is played to play your Oko on turn 2. And everything else is made around Oko. None of these things were like templating errors. Oko was just made that powerful. The thing that makes Oko as powerful as Oko is that if Oko just turned your own things into elks, and that'd be fine. You'd have a slow creature generator that has a lot of loyalty to it. But it can also target your opponent's things and turn them into elks, elks being the 3/3s with no text. So if your opponent plays a cool creature that's going to beat Oko, well, now they didn't. Now it's a 3/3. I also haven't mentioned Oko has a third line of text that allows you to swap control of a card you control and a card your opponent controls. I believe it's... You don't use this one a lot, but Oko can basically swap over the... Can swap over the food token for an elk. Can give an artifact or creature up to take a 3-power thing. You can only do one Planeswalker activation on your turn. Yes, that is correct. Anyway, Oko was banned fairly quickly. Lasted about 2 months in Standard. And rightfully in most other formats as well. Yeah, there's a lot of like things about Oko that make Oko ridiculous as well. Oko is a 3-mana card, meaning that Oko can come down very early. Oko is a planeswalker who starts with 4 loyalty and gets 2 for making the food. Loyalty is the amount of damage you need to deal, or the resources that the planeswalker has to use to do abilities. Both the food and the elk ability are positives. They don't spend, they gain. Yeah. Anyway, that's Oko. Anyway, we have Mox Opal. I'm sorry, this is busted. This is not what... This... Sweet. I have the best land ever printed. So Mox Opal is a Mox in Magic terms is a 0-mana artifact that generates mana, named after the cycle of Moxes in the first set Alpha. Mox Sapphire is a 0-mana artifact that taps for blue. They tend to print new versions of these. The old ones are, as you may expect, very powerful. That's an understatement of the year. Mox Opal here needs you to control 3 artifacts to make the mana off the Mox, but that's still very good. This one doesn't care. This one just is like an artifact that like makes mana. Remove 2 cards from my deck? Yeah, sure. Let's remove, I don't want the giant growths to go. They're like okay, but like I'd rather draw into our more powerful things than have to have the green mana for these. Well, I could remove the Faith Shields as well. Yeah, Faith Shields are like neat, but we have so much like block in this deck, it almost seems unnecessary. We get rid of giant growths first. But yeah, so Oko was very notorious back in that time period, which at this stage is 5 years. Almost. It's been some time. No creature to evoke, huh? We need a reflecting pool. We could draw a card off hard evidence and see if it's a creature to evoke. We need more creatures in the deck is really part of this as well. Blood Moon's also not bad. Yeah, I wonder what other Eldraine things we'll see in this set, if we'll see some of the other larger bits from that era. It's funny because Blood Moon, like, stuns it and puts you in Wrath, but, like... That was a terrible potion. Just an awful potion. Like, top 3 is pretty bad in this, huh? Aha! Cool. So the problem is, I think our deck only contains like 2 lands at this point because we drew a bunch of them in our opener. Luckily, we have like Weak that lasts a couple turns. We did draw the last Reflecting Pool. Anyway. Well. Yum. Finally, there's the damn Mox. I've been waiting for that. Counterspell, cost blue. Oh my god, it's like, it says exhaustive 3 and it heals 9? It's Lightning Helix. Lightning Helix is a red-white instant that deals 3 and gains 3. Electrostatic Infantry, oh my god. Shuffle this card in your draw pile. If this card has been played and you played a non-creature attacker skill, put 3 1/1 counters on this creature. 60 max. I'm gonna take the Plains, and I'm gonna take the Lightning Helix. Why 60 max? Give me that money. Like, look, you try to go over 61, 62. Alright. So. Oh, another Mox Opal! Kick ass! Yeah, I'll buy a Mox Opal. That's like the way this deck, like, once you have 2 Mox Opals, like what? You have all your mana you'd ever need forever. Who cares? Cost green, whenever you play as I do need more creatures in the deck, but I think this card's weird and I don't like it. So. And we can't Apotheosis. This, like, super doesn't work with Apotheosis. This is a very strange mod. I drew the Blood Crypt. Yeah, this is from 2013. We're gonna continue to see cards that are like actually recent. Sovereign's Bite. Then we get Bloodghast back. I'm just gonna Blood Moon. Probably should have done that first, but whatever. Yeah, we have like Triomes and Ragavan and all sorts of like. Yeah, here's Ragavan hanging out in our deck. Ragavan is busted because Ragavan makes treasure, and treasure is the way that... Yeah, 2023, yes. Did I say 2013? Last year. This mod is from, like, 8 months ago. Sorry about that. Oh, Lean of Oak. Cool. This has so much healing in it. Here's Brainstorm. Destroy a non-boss enemy if it doesn't intend to attack. Okay. Glittering Wish. Gain 20 gold. Choose one of 3 random cards, add them to your hand. Yeah, at least, like, Lagavulin doesn't tie to Doomblade. Alright, oh, you're asking what the character art is. It is a counterspell from Rise of the Eldrazi with Jace on it. It's from the very early times of Jace, where Jace just didn't have a character at all, so Jace got, like, flavor text that was just like... Heh. Like, that's the entirety of the flavor text, is a blue mage going heh at you. Oh, this could kill a Lagavulin if it's on the off turn. You're right. It's not non-boss, not non-elite. Sure, let's Doomblade. And I'll pass on the others. But yeah, this is a not terribly great counterspell from Rise of the Eldrazi. It's blue 2. Counter target spell. Look at his controller's hand. You know, that thing you like to do. The Shrapnel Blast won't kill alone. I definitely like Shrapnel Blast plus Deadweight. Shrapnel Blast can blow the heck out of... Yeah, like, so for instance, this is Jace at Jace's most, like, hated, because this is right after Jace having Jace the Mind Sculptor being printed. These days, Jace has had a decade and a half of, like, stories and such. But for the first, like, few years of Jace existing, we basically just had Jace as Airtie. I'm just gonna stun. Oh, I don't have black. Should make a Slay the Spire bingo card. Yeah. That'd be fun. Cycle Rafine's Tower? Help! Okay, Ragavan. Evoke Ragavan. Faith Shield. Take a bunch of damage. So that gives me a Mox Opal, like, effect active. Hey, Primeval Titan. Lose 3 HP, exhaust your hand, gain 2 intangible. Anguished Unmaking. This is from Shadows over Innistrad block. This is the moment of Sorin unmaking Avacyn after Avacyn being corrupted by the influence of Emrakul starts going a little wild. Primeval Titan, just big old grabs a billion lands. Another Sovereign's Bite. Yeah, sure, I'll take Sovereign's Bite. We have blood gas for that. Alright. Let's Planeswalk. Stomping Ground, Watery Grave, Hallowed Fountain. I think I want... Watery Grave? I gotta upgrade those, I suppose. Why don't you just Doomblade the baseball? I don't know. Easy. Appropriated MTGR. I'd like to have, like, I've got ideas for what I want for what I'd have on the list of, you know, like, here's things that are on the bingo card, but hey, why can't I? Okay, this land does not make red-white. Interesting. But I'd love to, like, pull apart or have you all come up, you know, take all your ideas as well and, you know, put those on the list. I'm just gonna steal all your ideas, obviously. That's what I meant. No. Mechanic spiral's too high. There's... Ooh, another Sovereign's Bite. Yeah, how would you quantify for that? Like, you'd have to have things that you're going to, like, quantify specifically, like, that are things that are, like, you binary, yes or no, you know what I mean? Like... Because, like, you know, things like saying something's overpowered is hard to, like, specifically quantify, you know what I mean? Like, what is that? Especially because what the free space is an interesting one, because I don't know exactly what that would be. Because, like, you think maybe, like, it's over the line or something, but that is not always true. Sometimes it's either complex, or we've had a number that play on the line pretty well. Again, overpowered is a hard one to quantify, you know what I mean? How many keywords are just like, you know, wall of text things are. My expedition map here because I don't want to, I already have two treasure in a box opal. Option for free space would be calipers would be good here. Get 'em, boys. I would put form as one of the as a spot, you know, like just X form, because like that's a fun one that gets. Hey, hold on. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, hold on. Speaking of form, after 3 turns, assemble Tron at the start of your parentheses. Like this is obvious. At the start of your turn, gain 7. Which it is, if you're familiar with it. It's just that... I say that as though it's not obvious. The thing is that gaining mana and gaining energy have not been interchangeable in this mod. I don't have a use for 7 energy in this deck. Energy hasn't been the restrictive piece for a lot of our cards. So... Renegade Map. At the start of combat, you may choose a basic land and add it to your hand. Sure. Renegade Map is a 1-mana artifact that one comes into play tapped. And then searches for a land on sack. That one is... You search for basic, because it says basic land here, obviously. This is one that was around in Kaladesh. Coming around on this. I feel like, the start was very rough. And I still think it's very, rough around a lot of its edges. But it's definitely been interesting. Can't say anything but that, you know? It absolutely is doing some really, really big things. That counts for a lot. I think the biggest thing that I don't like on this mod is specifically the way that, lands and colored mana work. I feel like that's very non-intuitive and needs, some form of visual... I don't know, there's no way to understand it. Even when you're playing it, it's very difficult to, get, you know? There's obviously also some, very funny power level bits going on here, but, that's a whole different, Wait a minute. Combo. Hold on. You know, not sure I get it myself. Is it based on lands in hand? So, like, the lands give you access to white mana, but mana is not energy. It's just the threshold to play a card. And a card that says, like, black needs 2 things that provide black mana to play the card baseline. And so you might think, oh, so I need a Mox and I need to play the Mox. No, you don't play the Mox. The Mox sits in your hand and doesn't provide mana, but it provides mana. Energy, it provides mana, or it can provide energy. So Eternal card game, sort of, but not exactly, because going back to Lightning Helix has red-white. Reflecting Pool doesn't count for that. This doesn't give you a threshold of red and white 1. It gives you a threshold of red or white. So it's not influence either. Because it's like, this isn't granting all colors, it's granting one of them, but all of them, but one of them. Like, it doesn't provide red and white, it provides red or white. And it's while it's in your hand. So Mountain, retaining mountain. I'll take a retaining mountain. Oh, I'll take the gold too. Just go ahead and recall this while I'm thinking about it. This is very early for a recall, but I just want to think about it. Yeah, the fact that there's not like a visual or anything makes it really hard to understand. Oh my god, a Ledger Shredder. Alright, Ledger Shredder is a card from New Capenna that is blue 1 flying. When a player plays the second spell at a turn, it connives. Connive is draw a card, then discard a card, and put 4 on 1 count. Anyway, draw a discard and you get a counter sometimes on it. This hasn't given us after image ever. Hold on. Bottled lightning. Hold on. Do I want Mox Opal in every hand? Mox Opal in every hand is... mana no longer matters. I'm literally not playing with the game mechanic anymore. Yeah, that's probably it. It could be funny if I went and grabbed the Doomblade, but I feel like just having every color of mana forever is just correct. So I want to go Ragavan, make a treasure, evidence, shrapnel blast away the planes, evidence. All of my block is just gained through plated armor in this deck. I'm not a fan of the mechanic in this that is, that cards don't upgrade. I don't like that. Oh, shit. Wrath of God. Cost white. Deal 50 damage. This attack does not cause you to take damage from thorns. Is this the Evocation Wrath? Or not the Amonkhet Wrath. Believe that's where this art's from. We also can grab another Bob. I don't hate another Bob. This attack does not cause you to take damage from thorns, as I think it can't be regenerated. It's very funny. Kind of like having another Bob in the deck. Hold on, what's the power I make? Oh god, it's Blood Moon. I just get to draw Blood Moon at all times. Shit, no, I should have done it. All right. Dark Confidant, Bottled Tornado, put the Blood Moon in every opener. Could be Meat Hook, but Blood Moon retains, and that's important as well. Might want to just upgrade my Blood Crypts to gain block on draw. Yeah, this is probably fine. We should be playing Blood Crypt Plus in our deck. Imagine if you could open Blood Moon in every opener in Magic. Yeah. Now our deck has a bunch of lands I want to remove. Because we just have Moxes in all our hands. Like, why would I care about them anymore? So I'm in Wrath, but all of my opponents are weak, so like it sort of evens out. Oh god, my hand is too full of things that retain now. Uh-oh. There we go. Alright, we can add Oko. We can add another Mox. We don't need another Mox. We can add another Ragavan. Ragavan's been very powerful. Deals a lot of damage, sets up a lot of... But also, like, Oko gets rid of some of the garbage in our deck, I suppose. Let's get Oko in here. Oh. Yeah, that's what we needed was top. Alright, let's get the shop here, because we have the card. Top with 10 unplayable cards. Yeah, it should be fine. I need to remember that the Akabeko gets used even if my creature doesn't attack. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I'll take this. So, Profane Tutor is a D tutor with Suspend, but, like, this just costs 1. Like, Tarmogoyf's power is equal to the number of cards in your discard plus exhaust pile, and its toughness is that number plus 1. That's not the right Goyf. This isn't, that's not that Goyf. Goyf's... I'll pick the Goyf anyway. Let's add the Goyf. It's the wrong Goyf. I don't think I care about colorless cards in this deck. We'll heal it off. We'll take 2. Master Strategy and Secret Technique. The tutors work well. Better than I... Blood Moon 2, the sequel to Blood Moon. Remove a card, Toolbox, Dark Confidant back, Wrath of God, Counterspell. Probably want to, like, remove my lands. I probably want to start removing the lands from this deck, like, pretty bad.
Bombs? It's yours, my friend. You want it?
And if I can ever choose to, I think the lands want to get... Oh! Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. What's the proper amount of lands play in a Legacy Spire deck? The answer is 2 Mox Opals and nothing else. No, I wanted the other Evoke. Damn it. Oh, that would have been really good to find earlier. Bum 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 bum. Do I have a creature? I do not have a creature. Let's tutor for tutors, shall we? Have we seen a way to exit Wrath? No, you just stay in Wrath. Don't worry about it. You deal double damage. Why would I want to not be in Wrath? Let's evoke the Confidant. Alright, I just need to kill both of these on the next turn. Cool. Hey, Goblin Guy! Goblin Guide, one of the most powerful red 1-drops. Again, said that for Ragvan, but Goblin Guide's been that for a long time. From original Zendikar, Goblin Guide is a 1-mana 2/2 with haste, with the drawback of when it attacks, your opponent gets to look at their reveal the top of their deck and put a land in the hand if it's there. So they keep getting paid out for it. I'm gonna take a Tireless Tracker into the deck. I don't really want the land. I don't want any of these. Make Rafid's Tower cheaper. I don't really want any of those. Like, there's no cards in my deck that really upgrade in a way that's meaningful. Scry one. Wait a minute. I'm gonna tutor for Doomblade? Wait a minute. Yo! Combo! Lightning Axe. Draw 2, discard 2. Sure. I mean, that... Yeah. Lightning Axe is a pretty cool card. I actually think it's one of the more, like, really interestingly designed pieces of removal. 1 red instant deals 5 damage to a creature. When you cast it, you either have to pay 5 extra or discard a card. So it's very cheap, big removal, or it's expensive. It does, like, 6 mana 5 damage. But the cheap discard goes along with things like Madness, Graveyard Likers, things like that, to make it a really interesting card. Probably the card I want because, like, draw discard to get past our lands. Alternately, another Bloodghast, which recurs whenever we gain life. Let's get more Bloodghasts going. Alright, we'll make Secret Technique not exhaust, which, sure. I think I can afford not to pick this. I just, I think I can pass that one up. Secret Technique for Doomblade. It didn't... I guess it only had 5 toughness. Okay, because... Oh, right, 4, okay. I was looking at the attack, and that has Akabeko active on it. So... Alright. When's the last time you got damage out of a creature? Ragavan only, because Ragavan returns to your hand on play, and then you get to play Ragavan that second time. That's basically it. Almost every other creature I've played, like, just sort of goes. Speaking of Ragavan, I should probably, like, tutor up Ragavan here. I took Thorn's damage there, but, like, we'll pay that off. Hey, Renin 6. No! I don't think I will. Deal 5 damage to your random enemy 2x times, where X is the enemy count -1. Exhaust a card in hand, and all other cards the same name. Investigate for each card exhausted. Okay. I get that you're trying to do Declaration in Stone, which is exile a creature and all other creatures the same name. Its controller investigates, but like, damn, you know? So, if I just go Secret Technique for the Doomblade. Yeah, we're just sort of like, I'm just enjoying seeing cards like Snapcaster Mage. When this card is played for the first time, choose a non-creature skill from your discard, put it in your hand, and gain a click. Yep, it's Snapcaster. Put an attack from your discard in your hand. I guess that's close enough to prey upon, I suppose. Oh, okay, hold on. I have to go tutor a mountain before I can play the Lightning Helix. Because I used one of my Mox Opals for energy. So if you play this as energy, you lose the threshold that it gives you. That's... oh boy. Hey, Tarmogoyf. You... Intangible Virtue. Tangible Virtue was a card that got banned in block when it was first printed. Gave creature tokens +1/+1. With a Lingering Souls in the format, it was a little over the line. That I gave Vigilance 2, I believe. I was gonna say that it was only on Always Watching, but I think it was on Intangible Virtue too. Helping in it, Tangible Virtue. Tangible. So I just need to find Doomblade, right? Like, that's all we need to do? You know, that constructed Doomblade Blood Moon deck was really powerful. Yeah, killing Transient 1, like, is you know, a pretty, like, clean, like, this is a bingo square. There we go. Secret technique. Kill Transient. With FFC, yeah. Joker Doom. Expressive Iteration. Play the top card of your draw pile, unexhausted, draw 2 cards. Yeah, that's, like, close enough. Oh, it's after a Scry 3, so yeah. Discard a card, then deal 6 damage and apply to... Sure, I'll take Collective Brutality. Alright, we have a million things to do in the shop because we're, like, rich. Notion Rain, I always liked the art that has, like, the rain of code. You may landfall 3 times. We can buy another Blood Moon. We'll remove another land. We want to get rid of the mountain because I don't want to retain anymore.
Bombs?
Yeah, we haven't done anything with landfall. You basically exhaust lands to get mana from, like, energy next turn, but because lands are your threshold to cast spells, that's gonna stop you from casting spells, so I'm really uninterested in doing that. Purity, maybe? I'm gonna save the rest of the money for the post shop. We got 1 left, so. I thought it did say next turn. Oh, so like every turn? Like you put the land into play and now it taps for energy? What? What is happening? Call the police! No, not the regular police. We need to call the time cops in. What is happening? You know what? No. Call no cops, by the way. We're good. Anyway. Goodbye. We're fine. Draw your wrath, not that wrath. I'm gonna evoke Giver. I don't like that retaining. If I played the Mox Opal, our hand no longer has colored mana, and we have to win part 2 of the fight. Like, Mox Opal's the only mana source left in our hand. I would lose the game by playing that. I'd beat the Awakened one, but I would lose the follow-up pretty quickly. Oh my god, I don't have 2 mana for you. Alright, hold on. We Ragavan and then we get a treasure and then we're good. We have the threshold. We're going to exhaust Clue. Hey, Ragavan. Food. Lightning bolt for a casual 48 damage. Yeah, alright, fine. We'll take the big hit. Could be worse. Okay. Alright, everybody, it is time to place your bets. Where do you think this one is going to land on points? Bit of a wild one, to tell you the truth. Yeah, go ahead and place your bets on this one. So, at the beginning, I was really, really down on it, and I think this still has a lot of problems, but I at least better understand it. I think the delineation between energy and mana is really awkward, because the game skirts that line a couple times on cards where things generate mana, but they also generate energy, which is sort of like mana. The way that you, like, have lands that generate mana, but only in your hand, so, like, exhausting them is, like, cool, but bad, I'm not a fan of. I am impressed by the emulation of a lot of, like the Yu-Gi-Oh! One we did a couple weeks back. The power of the emulation of, like, mechanics is really nifty. Creatures don't make a lot of sense to me. I don't fully understand how they... Like, having a card that just, like, you have to play and then find it again in your deck is just not what you want to be doing in Slay the Spire a lot of the times. Like, you don't want a card to be dead until you play it the second time. Anyway. All bets are in. Look upon the heart. 942. Max Hipster with 929. Anybody sniped over that? 911, 915, 929. Looks like 929 has it. So, congratulations. Yeah, this one is going to have points for, like, deck size, relics, things like that. That kind of shift it. Alright. So, final shop. First things first, let's upgrade the Master of Strategy, I suppose.
Bombs.
Sure. What? Remove all your debuffs, gain 99 artifact. Just... no.
Yes, of course, my friend. Yes, of course, my friend.
Sure, let's go with those two. Calibers might not be huge in this. We don't make a lot of block. We make it off of recurring bits. Okay. Got one of our tutors? We do. However, how am I casting things? I don't think I can cast things. Because I can't play the Mox Opal or else I have no colored mana. How about... there. We picked up Rafine's Tower for the mana. Now we just need to find our other Mox. I'm sure it's in our deck. Okay, Ragavan will get there. Okay, thank you, Ragavan. Okay. Let's get Oko down. Play Lightning Helix. Well, we gotta try. 99 artifact. So deadweight just says we no longer take damage. It is funny that we have artifact and artifact as a thing. Okay, Walkie Bee. Anyway, calipers would be good here. Alright, now we got the Sovereign's Bite plus the Bloodghast. Thanks, Box Opal. You're the only land I'll ever need. We can deal damage. Tarmogoyf, save me! No! Oh, okay. The scaling we ended up with was kind of wild. Yeah, we have Lizard Tail even. Alright, do we get an art, like a card art on? We do. Anyway, that's more Jace. Huh. You know, I think next week I want to go and try and find myself a more, one that isn't trying to be a conversion to a different game, you know what I mean? Over the last couple weeks, we've played a couple Yu-Gi-Oh ones and this Magic one. I want to go find, maybe, next week, you know, we'll find one that's just a nice, you know, class. Does, like, class things. It kind of sucks that, like, the best way for us to play this was to completely circumvent the mana, system. Like, we just put Mox Opal in our opener, and then we did not care about the mana system at all. Yes, Balatro releases on Tuesday, which is normal card day. You know, it's only a matter of time until there's a Balatro Slay the Spire mod. One of the first mods I ever played was the Poker Player. That was before I did this on the regular. I played that one back in like 3 or 4 years ago before I did this on the regular. That one was your deck was just a bunch of playing cards. It didn't have the other bits that make up Balatro, but yeah, Tuesday next week when the game releases. So that will be Balatro Day. We'll be playing it, you know, on Tuesday for card time. So absolutely, for those not familiar with what I'm talking about, Balatro is a game that I became aware of from its demo a couple weeks back that has like kind of Slay the Spire veined poker, where you're drawing cards and building hands out of a 52 card deck, and then gaining relics that change the rules of what hands are good or what hands are possible, as well as adding and removing cards from your deck. So that demo has been like wild for how much it's kind of sold the game to folks. I think it's been incredible to watch. I didn't know about the game at all before the demo, and, well, I'm going to be doing it day one when the game comes out next week. So, anyway, that was Magic. Yeah, I think I talked about most of the things. I'm just not a fan of it here. The fact that there's not upgrades is almost the biggest. Like, every card is just whatever the card is. I know that, like, you know, you kind of would have to invent Goblin Guide Plus or whatever, but, like, I don't know. Upgrades are a pretty key part of Slay the Spire, and we're just ignoring a whole bit of it for this. And, like, the best way for us to engage with this deck was to just ignore the mechanic entirely with, like, Mox Opal and such. Ironworks is in here, Ephemerate, Arc-like Phoenix, Grizzly Salvage, Past in Flames, Jace. How you doing, Jace? Asmeranda, Omara, Mardika, Dakar? Close enough. Time Warp. Uro and Croxa. That's fun. But yeah, I appreciate the ideas of this, but I don't think this makes for a it has a lot of problems on it. It has a lot of mechanic side to it too that feels like overwhelming. The fact that like landfall and like Karkland Ironworks are a thing here. I don't know. The creature mechanic is actually the one I find weirdest. Like I don't know why. Like I don't think I like that part of it. Because like we're already playing like strike defend. We're already playing like in our base deck. We're playing lightning bolt. We're playing defensive things and offensive things, and that's kind of the conceit of this. But then like all of a sudden I'm playing Dark Confidant and I'm playing Ragavan. And like the main mechanics of creatures just don't feel good. So, yeah. Anyway, a interesting exercise in design, like card designs rather than class design. And also like taking cards directly from the game and making them into like, you know, a Slay the Spire card. Some of them get a little too wordy. When you play your second card each turn, or you choose to enemy that intends to attack, draw a card, then discard a card. You might want to pick the less, I don't know, like simpler ideas. Bob's a very good one. Imagine you Slay the Spire and did not know what magic is. Yeah, very. You know, this has a lot in common with last week's, not last week's, 2 weeks ago. The Sky Striker Yu-Gi-Oh one, where if you were unfamiliar with Sky Strikers and Yu-Gi-Oh, that the whole concept of how to play that game is just not gonna mean anything to you. Kind of similarly here, especially with like the way lands work is probably the part that really makes this not function as well as I want it to, because they're like, you have to muck your deck up with dead cards in order to be able to play things. Like, you're already at the mercy of the draw as far as like attack versus block on big turns, and this turns it into an even worse amount of that. So anyway, that's going to be it for today. Thank you all for joining. If you want to catch more, please follow. I appreciate you just being here, having a good time. If you want to, I see Ty sent a bunch of folks over yesterday. Thank you for that. I appreciate it a lot. If you want to subscribe, that's great too, but I'm just glad you're here having a great time with things. As far as future streams go, nothing planned tomorrow. I've got some Magic of my own I'm playing. Sunday, Battle Network 5 continues. That's been a blast. Highly recommend checking that out. And as far as cards go, Tuesday next week, Balatro releases. So I'll be playing that on Tuesday, release day. And on Friday, we'll be doing some more Slay the Spire, of course. Try to find a mod that's just more back to basics. We've been kind of racking our brain on new mechanics and play styles the last couple. So don't expect like the Duelist next week or something to that nature. Try to find maybe that deep, like, you know, I have Relica, which was one that was interesting to sounding to me, but that would be a little too much for next time. Maybe the Deep Rock Galactic one. Maybe Dwarves next week. We'll see. Anyway, thank you all for joining. Hope you had a good time. Have a good night, everybody.